Spirit is auto fire for Sarosa. And that's the only weapon that has auto fire. No one else has auto fire. That's why the Pride run using Pride as the weapon was like annoying because you have to mash. Alright, I am on screen. Oh, am I live now? I guess I am live now. Hello. Hi everybody in chat. I'm Kariohki and this is Silhouette Mirage. We are playing the Japanese version thanks to a very nice donation of $1.50. Thank you very much for that to push over the Japanese version. This is the version I'm probably more comfortable with now and enjoy more. So, yeah. I've been running this game since 2006. I started with the US version and then picked up this one, Japanese version after a while, and very good game, very forgotten game by Treasure. Nobody really remembers this one compared to like Mischief Makers and everything. So, go ahead and get started because I know we're running a little bit behind here. And I will start my timer on my side. Oh, are we not? Are we live? Are we going? No, I'm live. Okay. We're gonna go. We're gonna play the game now. Timing does not start right away. Timing starts after a little bit when you gain control because we are old school. So I will be starting my timer once I gain control of my character after going through the tutorial. Yeah, the US version of this game has a lot of changes made to it, so. Alright, and 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so first we need to grind money. We need 900 money. Why do we need 900 money? Because we need a better weapon. Our weapon that we start off with is pretty weak. Even with turbo on. I have a turbo controller. Turbo is allowed for this run because we like to save our wrists. I need to get 900 money because in the Japanese version, all level 6 weapons cost 900 money. In the US version, the weapons were changed so that every unique weapon out of the 7 weapons I think there are, had their own sort of scaling for the prices. So in the US version, you only need 300 money. So I have to do a little bit extra grinding on this version, but it doesn't really take too much longer. Alright, this one's gonna go escape from me. Come back. There's always gotta be one. So, basic things in this game. You got 2 sides, you're red and you're blue. When you're red, you do damage to blue enemies and drain the mana of red enemies. When you're blue, it's the opposite. You damage red enemies and drain... And that one grabbed me. Thank you. Same with that. I'm taking damage from the red enemies because I'm on my blue side. Yep, also the US version is PS1 only. Japanese version is PS1 and Saturn. Saturn version came out first in 1997. The US version came out in 1999. Translated as mentioned in chat by Working Designs. So a lot of, Working Designs humor and changes to the game made. The biggest change in the game is in the Japanese version, when you fire the same color shot at an enemy, you just drain their spirit. In the US version, you absorb their spirit. and you get it back for yourself. Because in the US version, when you fire your weapon, your mana drains. But in the Japanese version, when you fire your weapon, your mana does not drain. The only way your mana drains is by getting attacked by the same color enemy. Alright, 624, we're pretty good. We're almost on the ground. We got a good amount of enemies up here that we can punch for money. Although I'm gonna nuke a few of them, because they are very annoying and like to grab me and punch my money out. Alright, you're... Okay, 7, that wasn't too good. We're gonna go back down and respawn the enemies. Now, a few of them escape, so we don't have as many to grind from at this point. Alright, 815. Come here. 845, so one more will be fine, we'll have 900. Alright, there we are, 915. So this up here is a secret shop. You know it's a secret shop because when you scroll to the top, you can keep scrolling. And at the very end, there's going to be a level 6 weapon. And this is our level 6 sloth. We're going to buy him. And we are set for the rest of the game. What's so special about level 6 sloth? Well, it has a built-in auto-fire. And is also just pretty generally strong. In the US version, it is the only viable weapon to use because of that mana drain that mana drain when you fire your weapons, as I mentioned. Because the mana drain rate on all other weapons is so great, you can't really counteract it. This is the first boss. That was the first boss. And now we're right into the second boss. Alright, pretty good. Had to shoot it off the cliff instead of it going off automatically, but that's fine. Another change in the US version is those walkers have 20 more HP. They have 80 HP and not 60. Because the US version defaults to hard difficulty. They call it Super Stud in the settings. Alright, here's Moses. He teleports around, we don't want him to, so we just want to stay real close to him and smash him in the face. And that's the first area done. And Moses becomes our friend. And teleports us to the next area. And now for probably one of the prettiest areas in the game, just because of the backgrounds and whatnot. This also shows kind of the extra 2D processing power of the Saturn, where the Saturn version has extra background layers in a few levels, and this is one of them. So this movement I'm doing is called crouch dashing. What crouch dashing is you just double tap down to crouch, and then you double tap the direction right and left to dash. And that is the fastest form of movement when you're going across large distances. So here I'm gonna destroy all these cupids on motorcycles. Destroy all the cupids here, and we are heading into the first boss of this area. So Periclesis here will always start off with that attack. Just reflect it, and that'll take off about half of his HP. I think it's closer to a third of his HP in this version, just because of the lesser reflect damage. But from there, you can just grab him, punch him in the corner, and destroy him that way. And we get dash glitch here. We got dash glitch, yeah. So if you cross that cutscene point barrier line flag thing when you're crouch dashing, you will dash to this cutscene instead of walk. Alright, and this is Zophar. Zophar is our first boss with both elements like us, and we're just gonna punch him in the corner. And they broke free, so we're gonna punch him in the corner again. And that was Zophar. They can fly around the screen a lot, they can change elements, they can block your shots. They're annoying, that's why you punch them in the corner and slam them in the ground. Alright, this part's a little bit RNG for when these last 3 motorcycles come up onto the train so we can beat them. And they went really fast today. That is awesome. So he's trying to stop us. We're not going to let him. And we have another walker boss. Now this walker's smart and won't go all the way to the edge, so it didn't do a Gatling gun, so we're just gonna push it off the edge like that. This is one of the first tricks I found in this game. There aren't really any glitches in this game. It's all pretty much execution and RNG. Mostly RNG with some execution. Another boss here. We hope he doesn't bounce back on the back of his truck. He didn't. We're good. Okay, there's no loading screen here in this version, so we can just go straight across to our first real RNG boss. So get your guesses in chat of how many rounds the gun is going to fire. Because we're fighting a giant gun right now. And the bullets are gonna be those little people we saw in the cage. The strategy for this is to destroy the blue bullets so that we don't have to do any fancy footwork and can just stay on our red side and reflect the red bullets that come out. That was a dud. I hate when those happen. Good shot, and 2 duds. Okay. That's 1 round. Oh, I hope it's not 15 rounds. That would be awful. It is possible to 1-round this in this version if you get the right shot types and get all 6. 3, 4. Alright. We're on round number 3 here. The US version, this boss usually goes faster because of the extra reflect damage you do. It was very easy to get 1 rounds in the US version, but here it's a little bit tougher. That was a good round. Okay, round 4. Ah, no, almost a clean sweep on that one. Also in the US version, because it's on hard difficulty, that gun fires faster. That's just a quirk of the difficulty. Now, time for the best boss ever in any video game. I hope you like flowers very much because she wants to sell you some. So this is Dynamis. She's a guardian angel. She has both sides like we do. Her weak point, the only point you can hit her are these arms that come out, these tentacles that come out. And we are just hoping that she doesn't go underneath the platform when we can't hit her. And she is not. Every arm we defeat does 40 damage. And she's got 400 HP, so you gotta defeat 10 of them. She is being super nice today. No dive, Dynamis. Let's get in there. She wants you to buy her flowers very much. We're not gonna buy her flowers. Alright, next area. This is where the game really starts kind of throwing both enemies at you. If you stay in this spot right here and just shoot these, devils as they come out, I think I called them specters earlier. They're specters in the US version. Shoot these guys as they come out. The guys in the back won't throw their bombs at you. So up the road, up the roof, go ahead and drop down into here. Pretty easy start to level 3 of the game. So here, this is the Indiana Jones level. We got a giant spiky wheel of doom chasing us. And we stay far ahead of it. You don't want to destroy a lot of enemies because you want the wheel to go as fast as possible so that the screen unlocks faster. If you get behind the wheel, it'll explode and a new one will drop down behind you. The path split there is really only important because at the bottom path, there is a secret shop, but we don't really care about that shop, so. Going in the top way is faster because, hello, we don't have to wait for the wheel to destroy the barrier at the end to continue on. Alright, we're just gonna normal dash here because I gotta get some positioning and boom, okay. Wait for this guy to come out from behind the pole. And he's gonna give us a present. It's mana! Yay, that's nice. In the US version, you don't want him to give you HP, because in the US version, you want to die before a certain point. We're not going to be doing that. We're going to be trying not to die here. In this run at all. Also, in the US version, actually in the PlayStation version it might be, I haven't tested the Japanese PlayStation version in a long time. You can just punch this boss into the corner and he won't do anything. He'll just kind of forget how to boss. But that doesn't work in this version. You do have to actually deal with him. You can grab him and punch him, but he'll just still do things. Alright, and now for the smiley face from Heck. I blanked out there. I'm like, which color do you turn him? You turn him blue. Turn the smiley face part blue. Oh, that is really good RNG. He spawned really close to me. Excuse me. When he gets really close to you, or rather when the smiley face is around, you turn him a color. When he turns fully a color, you want blue because he's got easier attacks. Then the body will appear and you can target the body to do actual health damage to him. Do that twice and he goes down. So this is a pretty good run so far. I'm quite happy with the way this run is progressing, and it's not a run until the end of the game, though. But we thought we were done this area, but we're not. We got hacked by Zophar, and Zophar is going to be attacking us again. So here, once again, knock him in the corner. Very good fight. Knock him in the corner and get him down to half HP. He starts off on the blue side this time, which is a little bit tougher to deal with because the blue side tends to move around more than the pink side. And also, I think they're a little bit more resistant to grabbing. I'm going to hydrate while I go through this next cutscene. Water. And now we have arrived in the cute little town. So, I heard you like auto-scrollers in your action games. This big guy is Samson. He's driving Delilah around. And he just destroyed the car, and now we're gonna beat him. So yeah, this is an auto-scroller boss. At certain HP thresholds, the car is going to turn. And it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 total scenes before we can defeat the boss. Actually hit me. So not much to say not much to say about him here, as he just auto-scrolls me to death. Well, I auto-scroll him to death. How about that? This is another level where there's an extra background layer. There's another layer of buildings behind the front buildings. In this version, in the US, in the PS1 version, there is not. I think the sound is a little, like the hit sounds are a little bit better in this version than the PS1 version, but that could just be my liking. That's a weird threshold for this turn. Usually it's a little bit closer to 250. Yeah, 8-wheel limousine. Are you jealous? Wonder how much this car costs. Alright, 50 HP. We gotta wait. Come on. There it goes. Wait for the car to lock after that jump, because the car needs to be heading to the right for the for this scene to finish. So, a little bit delayed on that because he was in the middle of an attack, but we're fine. We beat him! Yay! And we slam into a building. Now, I'm going to be a little bit careful in this next part here, because the game can soft lock at this point. This happens on every version. It is rarer to happen on this version, though. I've seen it more often on the PS1 version, where this scene can lock up, because it kind of loses track of the enemies and doesn't despawn all of them to move you on to the next scene, so... Alright, we're good. And we get sent down a trapdoor. So, you might have noticed I haven't explained the plot of this game. Well, it's been a while since I've done, like, a plot playthrough of this, so I don't really remember what happens. Other than you're the messenger of justice, and you're out to save the world after the disaster that split everybody into the two attributes. And there's these two factions warring. And here's Faust. He actually broke his attack. That was interesting. I don't see that happen often, where he does an attack and then he doesn't actually attack with it. Maybe because I got behind him. I'm actually turning turbo off for this boss here, because I kind of want to see if I can do the juggle. It's been a while. No, get up. Nope, didn't get it. Okay. Almost got her. So we'll go ahead and just turn this back on and melt her. There we go. It doesn't really save that much time, but you can prevent her from doing an attack by just juggling her straight up in the air. And just due to the rhythm the normal auto-fire the weapon has, and turbo is actually a little bit too much, that it kind of works to turn it off there and do it that way, but half HP ain't bad for the juggle trick there. So, I heard you like auto-scrollers. We're gonna do another one. Had the wrong button held down there. Yeah. Also, I hope you like soup. We are at soup. And we need to get this guy to sniff the bubbles that come out of the soup. That is the only way he can take damage. Also, he has max money because he's rude and rich and is hoarding all the money. He should donate that to No Kid Hungry, so that all the kids can have delicious soup. So yeah, every time he sniffs, he will inhale some of the bubbles. You want blue bubbles on the screen. He will take 8 damage per sniff as long as there's a blue bubble in it. Doesn't matter how many blue bubbles there are, though. If there are any pink bubbles on the screen, which is, you know, what happens when the soup is pink, he will gain mana. He will gain an amount of mana, I don't know how much it is, per bubble, which is unfair. So we want him to sniff when there are blue bubbles on screen, and we don't want him doing anything else. He can just sort of sit there and monologue. He can sniff. He can sometimes put salt in, randomly. He usually doesn't do the salt in this version. He does it very often in the PS1 version, though, or at least in the US PS1 version. Here he usually only salts to put the soup back at neutral after he sniffs and takes damage. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep punching these enemies in here. See, he sniffed there, but there were no bubbles on the screen, so no damage. It's completely personal preference which side of the screen you stand on and punch. I just learned from the left, so I do it from the left. I have seen people do it from the right, and that's perfectly fine. It wastes time to jump back and forth between them, because it knows, the game knows, and it will stop spawning enemies on the side that you're currently on, so I don't jump back and forth. One more sniff. There we go. Good soup, boss. Yeah, purple soup is just borscht. Borscht has vegetables in it, it's good for you. Or it's blueberry soup. Blueberry soup is a good dessert. You can swirl cream in it and stuff. So random kind of cutscene there that luckily you can skip with the skip cutscene button. Now we are moving on to the next area. And that's the last time we'll be seeing a Moses transition. Because from here on out, it's just kind of we end up like falling and walking on our own to get to where we're going. Okay, this is JP, so we go left. This area has a split in the route. It doesn't actually, like, matter within the route because they're the same length. They're just either heading right or heading left. What does matter is when you're, the text box when you choose the route. It's either one text box or two, and it's different between the two versions. I'm actually turned Turbo off there because Turbo lags those text boxes. So, this version we go left because there's one text box. In the US version, you go right because there's one text box. Don't ask why it's different like that. This is also the most annoying level. Because both the bosses, not all of them, there's 3 bosses, but the first 2 bosses are neutral type. So what I'm going to do is, like, you saw I switched my weapon using the RL button to my level 1 Sarosa, so that my level 6 one doesn't get absorbed in case I take too much neutral damage. Alright, I know how to do buttons. So here's the spider. Spider boss. It's not being a bro. Come on. One more. Alright, that was okay. The US version, he only takes 3 of those grenade shots because of the increased neutral damage. It takes a little bit more in this version. And now, where runs go to die. This is the worst boss in the game. Alright, come here, dude. Good, keep coming. Keep doing that. You can only hit him, only damage him by reflecting at him. He likes to jump around a lot. He lags the screen by having more little dudes on the screen there. He likes to spawn more little follower dudes. He likes to stand still and do nothing, like this. Oh, and of course he did his grenade shot when I wasn't nearby him. Come here. Come on. No, don't do that. Come back over here. Nope. Okay. That started out so well. And he went no. Alright, he took damage from the grenade up there. Alright, come on, little dude, shoot. That was okay. Nope, come back. One more shot. There we go. That was okay. That started out extremely well, and then just kind of slid downhill into how this boss usually goes. Yeah. They kind of do. Robot voices are kind of like that, aren't they? Alright, now we're gonna fight Megiddo. Megiddo here is annoying. I'm gonna switch back my weapon to level 6 now that we need to shoot him. He likes to go off screen a lot. And hopefully he does Bloody Arrow, because we want to catch him and slam him back in the ground and make him not do that. He will do that 3 times if you don't interrupt him. Alright, come back. Thank you. I was a little afraid there. I'm like, usually I don't kill him when he's off screen like that. And I was hoping that nothing weird happened, but we got him. Alright, we are heading into the last few bits of the game here. My spirit is a little low for my liking. I'm gonna wait there instead of just immediately jumping up. And the game's gonna lag. Oh, okay, there it goes. It doesn't really matter because this is Saturn version and we have turbo. But if we're playing on PS1, then we really don't want to lose our over 200 spirit, and we got it back because of item drops. But basically, when Serosa is over spirit, okay, that guy just. Okay, it just destroyed itself. Thank you very much, Walker, for doing that. So there is a cliff on the side. It doesn't despawn that little ledge that you climb up. And you can just push the walkers off of that, or sometimes they can jump up onto the ledges and fall off themselves, and that's exactly what the fast walker did there. Really, you just want them to use their Gatling guns. those, so my turbo fire comes back. Alright, here's the one point of the game where you actually need to use crouch dashing. If you don't crouch dash through that section there, you will take damage from the falling rocks, just because you're not going fast enough. Alright, here we meet Har. He's the other kind of villain guy. He's gonna monologue at us. And then he's gonna send, Galgalin. That's what his name is. Galgalin in this version. Another guardian angel. It is a two-headed trash compactor dragon. Yeah, he's blue. I want him to turn pink. So what Galgalin does is he uses his little grabby hands to grab enemies and eat them. And every time he eats 3 or 4 enemies, depending on timing, he will squish them. And you want him to eat the opposite color of enemy than what his wings are, because then he'll take damage. Alright, I'm gonna see if he grabs... Nope. Are you gonna grab one more for me? You gonna grab one? He's gonna try to grab that blue one. You gonna grab one more for me? Okay, we got 4. Timing's a little bit off. What you really want him to do is to grab 2 enemies at once, so he can do like 2 and 2 to get 4. You need 10 enemies total. I shouldn't have actually killed those pumpkins. That's fine. You need 10 enemies total, so you want to do like 4, 4, like 4, like 3, 3, 4, basically to do that. I usually end up doing 4, 4, 3, just a thing. It's always going to be 3 rounds minimum, because he has to eat. He can only eat 4, and he needs to do 10 total. 4 at a time needs to do 10 total. Come on, grab your hands. The enemies follow you around. His grabby hands are kind of random. If there is a same color enemy on screen, he will go towards that enemy. Alright, only 3 enemies can be on screen at once. Alright, he's getting 3 here. We'll go with 3. Yeah, because he can also stall a little bit, and, what do you call it? Stall his swallowing a little bit. And once he starts squishing in the background, he won't pick up any more enemies. So I'm at 4 and 3. That's 7. I need 3 more in the final round here. Other than that, he's pretty harmless. He has a few, like, laser attacks and slow-moving, homing shots. Come on, grab your hands, grab the enemies, grab your hands. And we just need 1 more after this. That little ring he shoots out, that makes your jump, not jumpy. So, I kind of make this game look pretty easy. Casually, especially if you don't know about the secret shop, this game is pretty darn hard. You have 10 continues per, like, game. Like, save... This game doesn't save, but per game save file, basically, you have 10 continues. I have seen people use up all 10 continues by, like, the middle of the previous level I was on. Especially on the US version, when, stuff is a little bit, like, rougher in terms of the mechanics. But, yeah, it's a fun game. I really recommend playing it. It is easily... probably Treasure's most forgotten game. Yeah, so, yeah, 3 bosses. I had to count. There's this boss, and then there's 2 more after this one. Hey, it's Zophar again. We have a 2-minute timer, and we're gonna beat the crap out of them. Oh, you're gonna do that this time. Okay. Ooh, I'm low on HP. That's a good so far. 15 seconds on the timer is good. I didn't even, like, grab her. I didn't even grab her, and I, like, totally got her. So that is the path, that is the first path split in terms of endings for this game. If you stall Zohar instead, you go down what I call the easy path, because the bosses... It's a little complex. The boss that follows Zohar is easier. And then from there you can go on to the medium boss, or you can go on, in this version, you can go on to the harder boss there. In the PS1 version, there's a different boss instead. If you get the easy one, you're locked out of the good ending. But here we're going to be taking this boss because it is faster. The other boss has iframes all over the place and is just takes longer because of that. Even though that song is my favorite song in the game, we unfortunately do not get to hear it. I actually might die here. Actually, no. I have 10 HP left. I made it. I might die on the next boss, though, because I will probably be taking damage there. That's fine, though. I don't expect these runs to ever be deathless. One death is usually how it goes. So Zophar does too much math and dies. Zophar's whole thing was that they're a guardian angel as well, but their power was shackled to give them free will. And once their power was unshackled, they became a monster like that and couldn't think anymore and just wanted to destroy us. So final shop, we're not going to go do it. This game, the whole red-blue mechanic was later fed into Ikaruga, which a lot of people know. So, alright, final ending path choice here. We're going to be picking the bad ending / medium path here. Thank you for the people who donated towards the incentive. It didn't get met, but I do thank everybody for their donations towards that. Also, that other final boss is longer. There's like 2 sections to it. It's kind of interesting. But here, we're going to fight Mejdo again. Alright, that's fine. Better now than later when it's a little bit more complex in the attack. So, alright. First half down. Now, Berserk Megiddo happens. Please be nice. Oh, he's not being nice. Alright, we're gonna... Come on. I switched weapons just in case my weapon got lost. I'm gonna jump off the edge here. He's gonna jump off the edge too. Nope. Okay, come on. Come back. End time. So what you want to do there is you want to use the parasite bomb that's A, B, and C on the controller. I don't know if you can see my controller. A, B, and C, what you want him to do is attack twice, and then he will, when he's attacking, he doesn't have a reflector on, but he reflected my one shot there, so I had to do that, and then just kind of shoot him down after that. Could have been a little faster, but that was a pretty darn good time. I'm actually gonna check something right now. I don't remember my PB. Oh, okay, that's a PB. That is a PB by just over a minute, actually. I had to double check to make sure my splits were up to date, but, yeah, cool. And here we get the, quote-unquote, bad ending, which is funny because the music is happier here and everyone's a little bit happier. Essentially, you don't reset the world to the way it used to be, and we're gonna find our own path to the future with the way the world is now. Yeah, the actual good ending is sadder because even though the world is restored, no one notices you because either you're dead or you're just, like, invisible. It's vague. But, yeah, yay, PB! I haven't played this game in a while and I got a PB. So, thank you all for turning out for Silhouette Mirage. I love this game very much. It was my very first speedrun that I ever did. Ever learned. So this game means a lot to me. And please keep donating for this awesome marathon. SpeedGaming is a great network of channels, and I love what they do with hosting events and tournaments all throughout the year. And yeah. So please enjoy the rest of the weekend, and thank you for coming out and watching Still Up Mirage. And I don't know what the next run is, but it's probably really good, so stick around and watch the next run too.